Welcome. We meet today to begin a preparation for the festival of the Wesak, the full moon of May this year. We attune, receive into it the inflow of energies as the Ajna Centre of the planetary being, the new group of world servers ruled by Taurus. This group, the spiritual agents of the hierarchy and the agents of the plan for humanity, are gathering to move toward the plateau where the hierarchy, the Christ, and the Masters will come together as the Buddha returns for a short period of time each year to guide us forward. This is the first part of an experiment focusing on the first decanate of Taurus as we prepare together. Part 1 in this session will be followed by Part 2 and Part 3 during this week as we lead up to the festival itself. We continue the process of integrating the science of relations, the science of the centers, and the science of triangles, aligning in Taurus with the one world serving group, this new group of world servers ruled by Taurus. In Aries, we began to look at the eye of God for guidance, evoking the eye of vision and the eye of knowing. The invisible world is quite visible when the eye is unobstructed. In this sloka from Heart, Master Moria says through Helena, "You do not need mediumistic phenomena to sense the light of the highest world. Indeed, you can ascend only to the highest. That is why all the ruses of lower magic, relying as they do on force, pale in comparison with the first light of the heart. Though not many people know the fires of the heart, these torches must provide light for all." So let us envision on the keynotes of Taurus, with clear seeing, pure, joyful will, and depth of personality desire, the valley and the plateau. Let us begin our ascent from the lower planes of matter, forging the instruments of constructive living as we look to the light of the path up to the mountaintop and breathe the wisdom of the Masters into our very being, going forth in the illumined clear air of Venus and the pure, joyful will of Vulcan, fused as solar fire, creating the key which unlocks the mystery of life. We are part of this great expansive cosmos, and within our solar system, our planet Earth becomes eventually the recipient of energies. Our solar system is far from the galactic center, in a local spur, and oriented towards nearby constellations like Taurus, which are in the local galactic neighborhood. This image gives us a sense of the massive Taurus effect within the aura of the galaxies and the Milky Way, and where we are in relation on that great cosmic field of activity. Taurus itself, that constellation, stands as the eye of illumination or light, the bull's eye, represented for us exoterically by the physical sun. In that great cosmos, the Pleiades, Taurus, and our solar logos form a triangle, bringing the energies together, focusing into the central spiritual sun. And from there to the sacred planets Venus and Vulcan, the non-sacred planet Pluto, for distribution to Earth and the planetary head center, Shambhala. Shambhala, the center of will or power, the planetary head center. In the ancient teachings called the Holy City, where can be found purpose and plan. Etherically, for our planetary being, it is the spiritual pineal gland. It is the life aspect. The ruler of the holy city, Sanat Kumara, the Lord of the world, the Ancient of Days, called Melchizedek in the ancient writings. So let's imagine that planetary head center, visualizing it as 1,000-petaled lotus, the vortices of light, and consider the sunflower as a symbol, a metaphor for the opening of the crown chakra, using your creative imagination and higher mind. as we consider the triangles, think about the way in which those energies come through. Let's consider the Sabian symbol for the second degree of Taurus, an electrical storm illuminating the heavens and the forests. The symbol implying storms or electrical flashes and brilliance, unleashing all kinds of energy. There's a tension and a breaking point imminent, but the cleansing deluge is held back while the power of the situation seems to take control. We may feel like we have no influence over what is being unleashed. Keeping the mind in control, the energy dissipates and we regain control with brilliant flashes of insight and intuition that come with this energy, and things can happen suddenly and sometimes unpredictably. And yet, the effect is a reverence for the forces of nature. Envision, as we move forward, that we prepare to receive these flashes, the downpouring of electric energy from cosmic sources into and through the solar system and to our planet as we prepare for the appearance of the Buddha, the Christ in the hierarchy, and the full moon of Taurus. Let's translate some of the meaning of this symbol in relation to the One World Serving Group, this new group of world servers linking electric fire and solar fire. This electrical storm, as it were, illuminates the heavens with pure reason and intuition from the hierarchy to a point of tension that we establish, and bringing through the illumination of the mind as the Ajna Centre of the Planetary Logos, the One World Serving Group brings flashes of insight into the forests, and sudden insights become part of the field of experience as we hold, when the fire by friction occurs, a reverence for the earth, bridging with flashes of insight, impressions from the higher intuition, the heavens, bringing sudden insights and new ideas into the field of experience for humanity. Ponder on the deeper meaning of this symbol for the new group of world servers, our One World Serving Group. For underlying all of our study, meditation, and service is our willingness to stand in group formation as we await, become aware, and recognize the incoming potencies of this avatar who will achieve neither the full enlightenment of the Buddha nor the full expression of the divine love of the Christ, but who will have a large measure of wisdom and of love, plus that materializing power which will enable the fulfillment of a divine powerhouse upon the physical plane. This avatar carries the will of God into manifestation, and of that will we as yet know really nothing, yet so difficult is this task that the new group of world servers, the one world serving group, is being trained to assist. Thus, the aspect of the first ray principle is being anchored. Let us sound together. May the holy ones whose disciples we are show us the light we seek. Give us the strong aid of their compassion and their wisdom. There is a peace which passeth understanding. It abides in the hearts of those who live in the eternal. There is a power which maketh all things new. It lives and moves in those who know the self as one. May that peace brood over us, that power uplift us, until we stand where the one initiator is invoked, until we see his star shine forth. From Heart Sloka 127, we know that every thought generates action, and the most insignificant thought creates a tiny action. Therefore, we think broadly, so that even if we meet with failure, there remains a potential large enough to generate substantial results. We're told by Master Dwal Kul that in all groups, each unit contributes somewhat to the group thought content. We hold this idea close to the heart, in that we understand that anything we think and all that we do has an impact, and we are contributing to the greater group thought content. And we cultivate our thoughts, at least broadly and benevolent thoughts within ourselves, that we may contribute to the whole of the one world serving group. When we think about symbols, the Sabian symbols articulated in words as symbols, we also have beautiful newer representations of these great ideas. This one from the planetary system. We can utilize these symbols to evoke these higher thoughts and bring our thoughts together in a new sense of unity. Let us sound the protective formula. As a soul, I work in light, and darkness cannot touch me. I take my stand within the light, I work, and from that point, I never move. We find our place in the great dynamic image given to us by Master Dwal Kul and colorized by one of the groups working with his teachings. We surround this with the great triangle of the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Lord Buddha, as we move forward together towards the full moon, the Wesak festival. And note, the avatar of synthesis, we are told, has a direct connection to the new group of world servers, the one world serving group, the Ajna Centre of our planetary being. This is developing a synthesis ruled by Taurus as we become spiritual agents for the plan for humanity that is moving into the new group as impressions from the hierarchy. And we hold in our consciousness the triangles of the saving force, the dynamic will of the will of God, the radiatory will of the love of God, and the magnetic will of the intelligence of the God, focused in the Christ, Krishna, the Bodhisattva, the Christ consciousness, centralizing all of these forces and pouring into the Ajna Centre of the planet, the world-serving group, and from that point into the field of activity of humanity to awaken soul consciousness and bring humanity in line with the plan. The main technique of the hierarchy, we're told, is conveying inspiration. We're given this beautiful symbol from Dwayne Carpenter, lightweaver.com, showing this synthetic developing ashram, the ashram of synthesis, one ashram. There are seeming divisions, and yet it is one, bringing these energies of the rays and the sacred planets into and through the hierarchy in 7 divisions, and then 49 and 343 combinations of energy patterns and triangles that can be accessed to expand the consciousness of the new group, the one world serving group, in bringing forth new ideas and to bring humanity into alignment. Nikola Tesla drew a diagram of these triangles, actually, to help us visualize the way in which the light streams into and through and down through the new group, the one world serving group, into the minds and hearts of those we serve. One of the triangles that we make note of at this time is humanity partially controlled by the soul, the ego, those advanced aspirants and disciples, able to link heart, throat, and head centers in a triangle that actually is connecting the 7 centers above the diaphragm. The head with the Ajna Centre as a synthesis of the 4 lesser centers in the head, the solar plexus, spleen, sacral center, and base. It's important for us to recognize that as the one world serving group, the Ajna Centre of the planet, aspirants and disciples are utilizing the 7 centers above the diaphragm in this triangle of heart, throat, and head. It is the heart and the head that contains that synthesis aligned with the Ajna Centre as the integrated personality, the personality consciousness. Heart, Ajna, and head, heart and the head, creating this great triangle, connecting the heart of the hierarchy with the Ajna Centre of the new group, and the heart center again of group consciousness that is manifest in the working seed groups developing to serve. And then the throat center, the center of humanity, combining the triangle that brings together the sciences of the rays, triangles, and centers that converge along the path of initiation, immersing humanity in the new developing astrology coming in the new age. This awakening of the centers, we're told, and their particular order is peculiar to each one of us and is dependent on several factors. The ray of the spirit or monad, the ray of the ego, the race, which for us is the fifth root race, fifth sub-race, and the nationality. And a special type of work that's being done, which you can look at the triangles related to the seed groups. And also, the fifth, the application of the student, the individual inner triangles that are being utilized and in what order. So this creates for us in the one world serving group a kind of kaleidoscope of activating centers and triangles that we bring together in formation. We align, we integrate, and we access all the rays in service of humanity in this Ajna Centre that is represented as the new group of world servers in its developing potency. The first esoteric triangle of energy which a disciple creates is in reality more in the nature of a funnel of reception, we're told, rather than a triangle. So we reach out and we send those points of light out to touch the Ajna Center, the heart center, and the soul of our groups with which we're telepathically communicating. And we create this funnel for the higher energies to move into and through, lifting and aiding all that we work with, all whom we serve. So this third Sabian symbol for the 3 degrees of Taurus, the natural steps up to a lawn blooming with clover. Imagine this great network of light, of these triangles, as our steps up with beauty and the good things in life beginning to appear, and knowing that a time of fulfillment is close by. To keep going the way we are, following our natural intuition, and to find the peace we have inside, in sight, with hopefulness, harmony, knowing that small efforts lead to large returns. Let's translate this symbol, using the creative imagination, connecting with the higher mind, as we create these natural steps up to this lawn that is blooming with clover. Intuition from the hierarchy, touching the Buddhic presence, the beauty and the peace that passeth understanding. We draw down into the Ajna Center, the one world serving group. Fulfillment. We fill the hearts and minds of humanity with harmony, hope, and inspiration. New ideas and thoughts that provide insight that humanity can bridge with natural steps, the blossoming of the flower of the egoic lotus of humanity, the soul vehicle. Knowledge, love, sacrifice petals. Breathe in the beauty and peace that is channeled into the one world serving group. That we can bring harmony, hope, inspiration, ideas, and always in our thoughts, insight to assist humanity. What's the relationship and activity involving the indwelling soul in the head center, and when does it occur? The life anchored in the heart and the indwelling soul, anchoring consciousness in the egoic lotus, in the jewel, focuses the mental consciousness in the head center. The heart and the head, spoken of in some teachings as the cave of the heart. There's a stage of intellection wherein a man or woman is a self-conscious, self-directed being and a definite personality, and the centers above the diaphragm, with the exception of the ajna and the head centers, become receptive to impact and the inflow of life. And it is then, at the stage of discipleship, when the individuality, the soul vehicle, the egoic lotus, and the personality are beginning to merge, and the two head centers, the ajna and the crown, become increasingly active. And the petals, these vortices, are all vibrant. And the dynamic life of the soul begins to sweep the center of the lotus into activity. This is occurring through the Ajna Center for many, as it moves into alignment and merge with the crown center. And the mind of the new group of world servers, the mind of the one world serving group, sweeps the center of that lotus into activity. And the light of these petals or vortices in the centers below the diaphragm begin to dim, but the center of the lotus is becoming more and more brilliant and living. So see that great web of triangles with these lights connected through the mind of the new group, the heart of the new group, the head of the one world serving group, becoming more and more brilliant and living, so that there is a period wherein the highest head center is brought into radiant activity. And this occurs as a result of the uprising in a fresh and more potent manner of what we have known as the mystical instinct, plus, at this time, an intelligent approach to reality, so that the one world serving group, the soul of that Ajna Center, guided through the connection with the hierarchy and the downpouring of the energy along the Antakarana, pouring its energy into all the etheric and vital centers via the head center of the new group, the one world serving group, and the point at the heart of each center. As you remember, we have 1 and 7 and 49. The heart of each center comes into its first real activity. We are in this place, this point, the one world serving group, opening these vortices of real activity, becoming more radiant, more brilliant, more magnetic and forceful, so that we dim the light of all that lies around. The Sabian symbol for the 4th degree of Taurus, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This symbol speaking about connecting our inner thoughts with the rational conscious mind so that we can communicate the ideas we wish to share. Like the rainbow, this isn't really about the elusive pot of gold at its end, but rather it speaks of the wonder the rainbow creates as it links heaven and earth. The Antakarana. Rewards will come from creative group efforts built on talent and application. Let's do this through creative integration and create a translation of this symbol in relation to the One World Serving Group, connecting the higher ideas and ideals to the rational mind of humanity. We connect using and uniting the 3 centers to that higher triangle, and we create a second triangle, the heart, ajna, and throat. The hierarchy, our pot of gold at the end of the rainbow bridge. The Ajna Centre, the skills, the talents, the brilliance of the new group, the One World Serving Group, with the throat center, humanity. We lift up and receive impressions of the divine ideas and ideals from the hierarchy through to the Ajna Center, the mechanism of communication from the hierarchy to humanity, using the creative imagination and bringing the beauty of the application of these higher talents into the field of human experience, building the Antakarana, the bridge, the channel, with natural steps for the blossoming of the flower of the egoic lotus of humanity. We activate discrimination and spiritual discernment in order to do this. We respond to group vibration, and we utilize spiritual telepathy. Carolyn Meese offered this for us to consider. The grace of discernment is one that is found to be exceptional. Discernment is the capacity to identify the difference between what is truth and what is illusion. We gather within our individual soul vehicle, the egoic lotus, and visualize within the heart in the head the base, sacral, spleen, and solar plexus, lower centers having been purified, and rising into the heart in the head, to the Ajna Center. And from that point, project a beam of light from the crown into the one world serving group. Touch along the Antakarana the Buddhic plane. We're given some beautiful examples from the planetary system of ways in which we can think of the Antakarana, this channel. They align so well with what we're given by the Tibetan master. The background on the right, the funnels depicting the Antakarana, moving from the first initiation with the 3 threads uniting at the second initiation, and then continuing up and reaching eventually all the way to the Christ. You can see in this depiction, the shared by the planetary system, how beautifully we can visualize the Antakarana in its development and its correspondence, the correlation also to that which we're given in relation to the centers of our planetary being. And we acknowledge the axis of Taurus and Scorpio, on which the tests and the trials and triumph occur as we move through the coming year, the annual cycle. But let us focus in Taurus on the path from illusion to illumination along this channel. It is a straight line from the first initiation to the Christ, incorporating all the rays. I assert the fact. I see the greatest light. Purpose itself am I. 2 merge with 1. 3 minds unite. The highest light controls. The highest and the lowest meet. We can see this also in relation to the tree of life, where we move from illusion, the reflection of true life, on the waters of the astral field, and we rise up along the channel from the unreal to the real. And the correlation to stepping onto the fixed cross. Magnetic energy attracting, uniting. We move along the line of solar fire. And consider the 5th degree of Taurus, the Sabian symbol that is the youthful widow, fresh and soul cleansed from grief, kneeling at an open grave to receive the secret of eternal life. That open grave for us is that plane of illusion. We must gather up our energies and move towards new objectives, letting go of the old, purging the past. We are entering the new age, the Aquarian age, letting go of those symbols and those teachings that no longer serve, and recreating the symbols to serve the progression with a fresh, soul-cleansed being, the One World Serving Group, we recognize the effects of liberation, light, love, power, and death. And we reach up to touch eternal life of the hierarchy and bring down ideas to serve as the Ajna Centre of the planetary being with detachment, dispassion, the death of old desires, purging the past, the death of the lower self, any glimpse of a personality desire body dying, and seen then in the open grave, the letting go of youthful ideas and dreams, and lifting into the mental substance with spiritual energy. Fresh and all transmuted to receive the secret of eternal life. We build the Antakarana, leading us from the unreal to the real. We move along the channel with vision. We develop the spiritual eye with a triangle of the head center, the throat center, and the heart center. Let us gather our forces. Let us move to soul consciousness, and together lift the energies along the Antakarana as we prepare for the full moon in Taurus. Our goal in building on our group meditation study and service for the past few years in 2026 continues to be the seeking to learn a new rhythm, to enter a new field of experience, and to follow the steps of that advanced humanity who have trodden ahead of us on the path, leading from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real. We have tasted the joys of life in the world of illusion and have learnt their powerlessness to satisfy and hold us. Now we are in a state of transition between the new and the old states of being. We are vibrating between the condition of soul awareness and form awareness. We are seeing double. Our spiritual perception grows slowly and surely as the brain becomes capable of illumination from the soul via the mind. As the intuition develops, the radius of awareness grows and new fields of knowledge unfold. Our affirmation as part of the One World Serving Group. We find ourselves aligned with the 5 spiritual inlets, that great web of triangles that we created in the minds of all, aligned with the One World Serving Group, connecting us with these inlets. And from all the points around the world, we say together, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters, the awakened, know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. 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 With clear-seeing, pure, joyful will, and the death of personality desire, the keynotes of Taurus, we repeat as part of the great invocation. We know, O Lord of life and love, about the need. Touch our hearts anew with love, that we too may love and give. Gratitude for all those who've contributed to this learning that we've had up to the end of the era of the Forerunner and this convocation that occurred in 2025, that is the stepping off point as we move forward toward this full moon of Taurus and the Wesak festival. We'll have a second part and then a third part before the festival days to bring forth these translations of the Sabian symbols that anchor ourselves in the new age as we move through this annual cycle as part of this one world serving group ruled by Taurus.
Om Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhyo